Kanigitbihi and welcome to SUAANGAN. I'm your host, Dennis Allen. Sam Lenny is an Inuvialuit elder from Inuvik, and his stories are more intriguing than any book. He grew up on the land and he spent some time with us out at his camp telling us stories about Banks Island and growing up on a schooner. He also showed us how to set a rabbit snare and talked about conibear traps. So grab a cup of tea and enjoy this episode. You're watching SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN.
My name is Sam Lenny. We're getting ready to go out to check my rabbit snares and show them how to set snares. Hope we get rabbit. We're in Thrasher River, 14 kilometers from Ice Road. We look for big wide tracks like this to set our snares, and when you set a snare from the bottom of the wire, the height is to your first joint on your finger. That's how high you make it. I'll take my gloves off. That high. You measure it from to the bottom of the snow to the. That's how high you make it. Rabbits are getting smarter than me. They don't make good trail anymore. This must be their feeding ground, so they go all over the place.
So 1984 you first came out here?
Yeah, well, I found this place long before that. 1942, spring of 42, I was traveling with, we used to stay at Peterson River where James Rogers is now. My dad and I would canoe all this area, and there's two places I like, this place and just below Peterson. There was another place, but I couldn't reach out of the boat anymore. So I decided to come here.
Why'd you like this place? What makes this
Well,
place nice?
It's quiet. There's not much traffic goes through here.
Yeah.
And then in the springtime, this river here opens up a lot faster than the other rivers, I guess, for being narrow.
Good fishing here?
Yeah, and I'm right in the middle of all the jiggling places. Yeah, I guess the reason why I like it quiet here because I was raised mostly alone, eh? You know, like my dad, he was a wanderer, yeah. And he liked to go where there's nobody been, and he likes to be alone. Yeah. I asked him why. Well, he says when he see a fox in the trap, he know that's his. That was his story. Yeah, we made this wide enough. I was thinking I could drive my truck right up, eh? But I never did use it once. That's why you could tell all the big stuff is way out, eh?
Yeah, you could.
And
take a bit of work, but it's possible.
Yeah. You notice this tree? There's not much pine needles anymore, right?
It's pretty bare.
That's we get quite a bit of grouse here in the fall time, and that's what they do to the trees. See?
Really?
Yeah, like when we go check our snares in the morning, we used to see 2 or 3 of them on this tree all the time, and that's what they do to them. They eat up all the pine needles, eh? They move from tree to tree, but once they find one tree, they stay in one place all the time. They're very tame. You can sometimes 2 or 3 of them be sitting here, and I just walk by. They never move. They never bother even. And all these horns we put up on the trees. See, I'm part Indian, part Eskimo. My mom is from McPherson. My dad is from Alaska. Last year I met some of my relatives from Old Crow, and they say they put moose horns on trees like this. They notice that they keep the bears away. I'll find out this summer if it's true or not. Okay, we'll set it over here, eh?
So why are we picking this place right here?
Well, That's their main trail right here. So I'll walk around by there and set it right up where the two trails meet. I got a snare here, but we'll try it up close to the willows.
So you set your snares mainly just for rabbits?
Yeah, mostly. Now anyway, we can't set any snares for lynx or anything because it's all closed season now, eh? The only thing that we could have open season for is muskrats and beaver. Yeah. Hopefully we get one more rabbit tomorrow. Well, when we set traps for muskrat, we generally take about 30 or 40 traps, and we go lake to lake till we set them all, eh? Mm-hmm. And then from there we go back. The next day we go visit them again. Some people which know how to do it, I think they check their traps coming back, but I'm not that good myself. This is what you call a lake hole trap, eh? It's number 3. The size of it is number 4 trap. So we use these for lynx, wolverine, wolf, but we put bear, we set them in the snow. These are conibears. That's what you call conibear. I make these. A lot of people, they don't use these. The people they make house, you gotta make a house like for trapping mink. And this is what we use. Put the trap in there. That's how you set it. You make sure you put something behind here so that they don't sneak in from behind here. So there's only one way to go in. That's all we've got to use now, everybody, those conibears, but they still let us use lake hole traps for trapping muskrats. I prefer lake hole trap than these, but what can you do?
When we come back, more from Sam Lenny. You're watching SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN. Welcome back to SUAANGAN, Our Strength, and more from Sam Lenny, right here on APTN.
I'll tell you the story about how my dad ordered it.
He ordered it?
He ordered it through Captain Peterson, just like a COD order, eh? That's what it was. It was all these schooners that came up. There was reindeer, and there's the schooners like this one here. They were sisters, eh? Fox, that used to belong to Angus Elias. And then there was another 2 boats, North Star. There used to be another boat like it, an Olga, but didn't have a wheelhouse like this one. They built it down in Oakland, California.
Okay.
And it's built in States, and it was all 2-inch planking, Philippine mahogany wood.
Wow.
And that's the only 2 boats that was mahogany. That's Fox and Reindeer. The rest was all fir wood with iron bark outside. And I think they were the 2 smallest ones, the Reindeer and Fox. They were 40-footers. The rest was all 60, 50 feet.
What's something like that cost him? Any idea?
Well, this one here, my dad said he paid $10,000 for it. And them days, that's a lot of money, though, you know.
Yeah, might as well be $100,000.
Yeah, maybe more, eh?
Yeah.
Especially mahogany. It had a gas engine, 12 horsepower, Frisco Standard, 2-lunger, heavy duty. It turned somewhere around 400 RPM per minute. Just chuck along.
Yeah.
And Loaded it up, 1928, and he's on his way. And I was born on our way. And actually, I got no home. I was born between Banks Island and mainland. First Eskimo trapper that went to Banks Island on his own navigation. That's why I admire my dad, because he's never been in school, can read and write and lay in Eskimo. And when I travel with him in the boat, I've never on a wheel myself. I'm always in the engine room. And he takes his course, like it's 100 miles crossing from Bailey Island to Sachs, and that's all by water, no land. And he takes his course, and he's right on all the time. Just compass and slide ruler and a map.
Brilliant.
And it's just a magnet compass, too. There's no gyro them days. Well, right now in National Geographic, they say Fred Carpenter was the first guy, but he wasn't. He was about 3 years behind my dad. My dad was over there in 1928 on his own schooner, and Fred Carpenter went across there with his brother-in-law in 1932 or 31. And when he got across there, he said the animals didn't know human beings at all, you know. Stevenson was over there ahead of time, and there's people from Victoria Land used to go over to Banks Island and live there before anybody from around here went over, or any civilization people go over there. Old Stevenson was there exploring. He had his boat wreck, and had 3 houses there, which they stayed in the first year they were there. And I guess the polar bears were so used to them houses, that they try to go in, and even when they go up to the houses, but they wouldn't, you know, they know they're closed up. And
that's amazing.
My dad said, you had to carry your gun wherever you go, you know, because the bears didn't know nothing. They go right up to you. And when you go hunt caribous, and he said when you miss a caribou, where the bullet land, the caribous would go and sniff at it to see what it is. You know, it makes it fly. Yeah, it's kind of just like fairy tales when my dad tells the story about it, eh? That's all he used it for, mostly going to go where it's a good place to trap. He was a roamer. He had no home. Actually, we didn't have home when my dad was alive. We went to 1 year, one place, and then if it's not too good, he goes to another place.
So you pretty much grew up on a boat?
Well, we use it in summertime for home. Yeah. And then in the wintertime, we make a tent frame, put ice blocks. We cut ice blocks about 4 feet by 6 feet. And then we stand them up about 2.5 feet away from the tent. And then from there, the roof was moss that we pick up along the shore. And we cut that in blocks too, and then we put it up. It's warm. Well, we burn coal. Oh, okay. We haul coal with it with the schooner. We take about 5 tons of coal.
Where do you find coal?
We buy coal from around here, like from this guy that, when he comes around the coast, he brings coal, everything. He was quite the trader. He had a ship that sometimes he said he'd bring 2 schooners like that on deck. When I first started going with my dad, we had that 12-horse Cisco Standard, and it traveled about 7 miles an hour. And then after I got trapping, I done pretty good. In 1946, we put another engine on. I ordered a bigger engine, 65 horse, and then we cruised at 14 knots, so that we made a lot of progress there.
And you were saying your dad's boat had a wheelhouse, so you were protected from the wind?
Yeah. Nice. He built that wheelhouse himself. When they first brought them, none of them had wheelhouse. Just North Star. The picture of it is on the calendar there. And that was, I think that was about 65-footer. It was the biggest amongst all the schooners that Captain Peterson brought. Not too many people travel with, like the way they travel now with outboard motors. Now everybody just prefer to travel outboard motors and get there in no time. Yeah, it was quite a thing when we used to go to Banks Line in the 30s and 40s. Sometimes there was 8 of us traveled together, 8 schooners coming across from Banks Line. Used to be exciting to get back to tuck after staying away. Well, you leave the tuck around September,
Yeah.
and then you're back in July. So it's a long time.
That is.
Sometimes you run out of everything.
So the people in Tuck, if they see you coming, do they all come to the shore and see what you got? See what the. 'Cause your
Well,
boat-
everybody meet the boats.
What would you mostly come back with? The boats would be full of like muskox?
No, muskox. There was no muskox them days.
Ah.
Nothing. Like a lot of skeletons, but I'll get to that story in a little while, how I heard it. When we used to go to Banks Island, in 1928, my dad went, and I asked him about it. How come all these muskox, have you ever seen? He said, never seen. He said, all the muskox bones was around there. So not up till 1952, I think. That's the first time they seen muskox in Sax Harbor. My brother's mother-in-law said, in the fall time, they had a big, after the snow, they really snowed. Rain, and it just like springtime. He said, even the snow melted, and it froze after that. And he said, animals start dying off. He said, sometimes they find a whole herd of muskox, all starved to death. Like muskox, they form a circle when they go to sleep at night. And they said, in the springtime, in May, when it start warming up, when the geese went over there, and they all starved too. A lot of geese starved, he says, because no food, eh? And then in the summertime, springtime, and everything started thawing out, he said the whole island stank, just rotten smell. And they all got scared. They thought, well, them days they believe in medicine stuff, medicine people. And they thought it was some kind of a work of devil, It's a strange thing, because no religion, everybody knew about the devil them days, and that's what they believed. They thought that was the work of that. And they thought, well, if he could kill that much animals, they're liable to kill us too. So they fleed out of there. They left Banksland. And they never come back. They were scared. They never did come back till 1946.
Thank you, Sam. That was Sam Lenny from Inuvik, telling us stories about growing up on Banks Island and living on a schooner. When we come back, more Inuvialuit lessons from Anna Ilisiak, right here on APTN. Welcome back to SUAANGAN, Our Strength, and Inuvialuit lessons with Anna Ilisiak, right here on APTN.
And Kanuk, how?
Kanuk.
So when people say Kanuk itpit, so how are you? Okay.
Kanuk.
Kanuk lugu, Kanuk Kanakulu, or no, what's this one? How come? Kanuk lugu, Kanuk lugu?
That's a T?
No, it's an L, you know that L?
Oh.
L with a slash.
Oh.
So it's Kanuk lugu? How come?
Kanuk lugu.
Oh, okay.
Kanuk lugu.
Okay.
Kanuk lugu.
So
You had no
that's-
letter for that.
Okay, so it's a slashed L then, huh?
Yeah, it's slash.
Kanuk
Kanuk
lugu.
lugu. It's all a lot of people can use it, but Inuit use it.
Okay. Kanuk lugu.
Kanuk lugu.
Okay, so again that's when you talk English, you have to teach yourself. You have to learn it over again.
Kanuk lugu.
Oh, okay, and then Kanuk. What do you call it? What do you call it? Kanuk Davra.
Tairavium. Kanuk Tairavium. This little, it's a real R, which got a little mark on it. I mean, it's an English R.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got a little mark on it. It's a real English R. Kanuk Tairavium.
Okay.
That's a long word. I know it's.
Okay.
Kanuk
Say it again.
Kanuk Tairavium.
Okay, I don't even think I'm gonna try it. Yeah. Kanok Daira
Re.
Rere. Re.
Biung.
Yung. Okay.
This R is all it's a real R up here, but
Yeah.
down here, I mean, where are we?
Right there.
Re.
Yeah.
Re.
Okay, it's like a rolling R.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So, okay, let's go to the next one. Too bad, can't be helped.
Kanovichok.
Kanovichuk.
Kanovichok.
Okay.
That's a cue again. Kanovichok.
Kanovichuk.
Kanovichok.
Okay.
Kanovichok.
Kanovichuk. Too bad, can't be
Yeah,
helped. Okay.
yeah.
And next one is Kanutun.
Kanutun.
Okay, how many?
Mm,
Or how much? How many? Okay.
How many, how much? Kanutun.
Kanutun.
Yeah.
Kanutun. Okay.
How many, how much?
And the next one is Kanutukpa. How much is it?
Yeah. Kanutokpa.
Kanuk.
Tokpa.
Okay.
Kanutokpa.
Kanuk.
This is meaning
Kanutokpa.
how much does it cost or something?
Okay.
Mostly they use it
Kanutokpa.
on.
Okay.
How much does it cost?
Okay, when they're buying something.
Kanutokpa.
Kanutukpa. How much is it?
Kanutokpa.
Okay. So these are just little words that you might hear every day. Like for example, like I used to hear words like ahin,
Ahin.
and you know
And
stuff like
then?
that, and or hook means why. Just these. So this little lesson is just to help us put words together, I guess, or sentences together. So.
Thank you, Anna. That was Anna Ilisiak from McClavick. Well, that was our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. Tune in again next week for more of SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN. Until then, I'm your host, Dennis Allen. Here's one more tune from Jasper Andreessen and the Beaufort Sea Boys from Tuktoyaktuk.